There we go.
He's got a too good a mic. He's got a too good a mic where it doesn't come up. But this is episode 10 of the DownUnder podcast. And today we're joined by MisterFlak, our favourite South African Rust YouTuber, and probably our most favourite South African YouTuber, to be honest. Yeah. You are a league of your own out there.
Thank you.
But in all honesty, to be the only one that is, well, not the only one, but the main South African Rust YouTuber, you put in a quality standard. I'm not going to lie, whenever I see your videos, they're a different breed of quality. And I kind of wanted to know, actually, I can pull you out on this. When you make your videos, who is doing those animations? Is that you doing it?
Yeah.
When you show the electric in that, I think that's bloody great. I've seen that sometimes.
It's time consuming. It's like very time consuming.
I bet.
That's why I tend to only release like one video like a month, maybe two. Because I always try and do like something special. I always add an Easter egg to every single video. A lot of people don't know that. Some guy actually is like, holy fuck, and then he sent a screenshot, and then I hid like an It the Clown in the shadow for like 3 frames, and the guy fucking saw it. I was like, how did you see it?
That's so good. You do that every video? When did you start
every
doing
video?
That?
Yeah.
Was that the Halloween one you did? That must have been the Halloween when they brought the phones in. Didn't you do one for that?
I no, that was just like a cool intro. I also like to do the intro, like the animated intro and stuff, but that the one that I did was for some kind of a lighting video, I think it was. Yeah, it was the introduction to the electricity. Yeah.
Was that the one? I think the one I saw it on was when you were showing how you can. God bless you for doing this, but you can make it so when the electric comes in, it comes out. It only does a certain amount, and the rest of it comes back into the battery, so you don't lose it.
Yeah, like you loop
something
it around.
Like that. Holy shit.
And then in the daytime, it runs off solar panels, and then at night, it runs off battery. And then as soon as the sun's strong enough, it switches back automatically. It's like an endless loop of power.
That's bloody good.
It's unnecessary now with the way that Rust is and electricity. I mean, you can pop on 2 windmills on your roof and never run out of power. But like, I like to know that I can do it. So like, I challenge myself and do things that aren't necessary, but it's fun.
The biggest thing that I did, so I actually put through a ticket to Rust because the generators or the batteries were using 100% of the power all the time. So even if you're using a light and stuff, you would still use up 100% of the power all the time. So like it wasn't like they were using a specific amount of power for what was being used. It was just, that's why you had to loop around if you had it going, so we had to loop it back to the battery because you were using 100% of the power. Yeah.
The early Rust electricity, like the first version, was a much more difficult version of power. Like the consumption, it was, if you knew how to do it, you could master it. But for the most part, everybody that used like one light that uses 2 power, it just drained the batteries. So like they made it easier for like the normal user, which is unfortunate because I like the hard factor of the constant draw. Like as you think of ways on how to make it not draw when you didn't need it. So it was a fun challenge, but yeah.
It was always, I always found it was something that was like, that was the only difficulty because I play on modded servers. So usually we can there's a shop on modded servers where you can buy like a test generator, which is purely just abuse.
Endless power.
Yeah. And I was just like, because this is like, that's how I mainly do like the Tesla traps and stuff, because we've got like test generators in there just funding these like Tesla cars at 100 H. Like it's disgusting.
It is. It's great. It's actually a glitch that somebody like found the other day, and they reached out to me and they said like they found endless power loop, and it actually is an endless power loop. It's just that it's a glitch. That's an actual bug and it needs to be repaired. So I was going to do a video on it, but it's not something that you can like, cleverly wire together to make power. It is an actual fault. So, the developers know about it. They're busy working on it now. But
you might have to show me that before you
I might need to. Yeah.
There's a lot of glitches that we've found out along our journeys, but we just don't give them away.
Because as soon as I release a video on a glitch, it's immediately patched. Like, oh fuck, man! Like, there was
they're
so many
watching
cool things.
you.
Yeah.
They've got you.
They
sorted.
do. I know they do. They're bastards. Fuck.
They do. So I was thinking this, literally just popped to my head then. Because obviously I got you on Twitter. I love watching you on Twitter because you show a beautiful side of South Africa that I get to like to see. Really sunny. You've got a lovely pool. You're always doing things. You've always got something going on. Like you're great in DIY.
Yeah.
Built a lot of your I'm assuming you built a lot of your home yourself, other than
most
like,
of it,
probably the initial of it. And you're also a landlord, which is awesome as well, with really nice
Quite
tenants.
Fun. Yeah,
I bet you're a hell of a landlord.
You have to be a good landlord because a tenant is your customer, right?
100%.
They are purchasing a service from you, and you won't go tell like a customer in a shop to go fuck themselves, or you won't treat a customer badly. You have to treat your tenants nicely, and then they in return will be nice to you and be punctual with their payments and such, and they will treat your property with respect. It's a loop. I can't imagine why a landlord would be a dick. Like why?
Yeah.
Like what can you get from being a dick other than somebody literally going off on your carpets? You know what I mean? Like, be nice to them, and then they'll use a fucking napkin. Like,
I don't remember that.
Brett's probably guilty for a couple of landlord cleanups. I think Brett's definitely guilty for one of those.
I mean, G was technically my landlord for a little bit, and
Oh yeah, in Australia,
yeah. So there's the things I cleaned up that I rather wish I'd never seen in my life, but we don't do that.
you had to go in with a hazmat suit.
The bed hasn't been moved because it's stuck there. It's just stuck to the floor.
Oh,
it was funny because we spoke about this on the podcast a while back. Like the first night that Brett came, I bought him a new bed, and I had like a whole downstairs area that I never used. When he came over, it gave me an excuse to build a room down here for him. And the first night, he broke it. He broke the fucking bed. And then for like almost like a month that he was here, we had to like DIY a bare leg, like a bed leg to it. And we had to like the wood store, whatever, like hardware store.
Bunnings,
and it was just fucking, and trying to build this like bed leg to just hold his fucking body up. It was just it was such a miserable disgrace.
You're making me sound big. It was an extra person that joined me in the wrestling.
Yeah.
But it was fun though, right? The whole Australian trip.
It was amazing. It was fantastic. It was brilliant. I mean, I'm still gutted that I'm stuck back here. I should be over there like months ago, but it is what it is. We're making do with what we can, and hopefully the Aussies open their borders soon, because I think that's literally
you are very Australian. Like for a Brit, you're very fucking Australian.
I mean, I've always loved Australia. I've always wanted to live in Australia since I was probably about 8. Like I played cricket a lot when I was younger. My favourite cricket player was Brett Lee, like Australian fast bowler. My brother's favourite was Shane Warne.
I fucking hated him. He had such a temper on him. Good lord.
Yeah, he was a bastard. He was quick.
Yeah.
Whereas you've got like, mate, Dale Steyn. You know of Dale Steyn.
Yeah.
You must what a bloke he is. But we won't go too much into that cricket side.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, like a huge kind of like my growing up was like one of my biggest role models was Steve Irwin. Massively into him. Like
Steve Irwin,
what a fucking legend. He was the no. He was he's kind of like David Attenborough, but the Australian version. Young guy, crocodile hunter. That was kind of his go-to. But he got killed by the stingray.
Yeah, he got killed by a stingray. Yeah.
Nutty.
Have you seen the images of his son? His son is like
Robert.
not his age, but looks like him now. Like it's uncanny, bro.
They look alike. Yeah, it's crazy. Australians, they still live there. Well, relatively, I think, but I think it's Bindi Irwin is the daughter of Steve Irwin. She's now in like the States, but she it was a crazy time, man, when he passed away. He was a massive idol to Australia. He was. It was
sad here, real sad.
Yeah.
But,
I mean, he passed away doing what he loved. He was literally filming stingrays and stuff, and then got too close to one and.
That's the only way that I want to die. I do not want to die sick in a bed. I want to die doing something I love. So like, probably like mid-climax.
Yeah. Heart attack kind of style, yeah.
Screaming at a small child, like while I'm busy shouting. Just that moment, like mid-kick as you kick a dog. I'm joking.
Your all-time peak. It's like a lifetime peak. You know what I mean? It's like I can't do anything past this point no more. I'm done. Like there's no, I just peaked. Like, the rest of my life is a waste. So it just wasn't just
while kicking a dog.
I mean, that must be a highlight over in South Africa. I don't know, but
well, South Africa's a strange place, bro. Like Australians and South Africans are very similar. Most of the people that migrate, they go to Australia. Like, there's so many South Africans in Australia, and like, that's why we're very similar people. Like weather-wise,
lots come
culture-wise,
here.
our use of the word cunt, very, very similar, very aligned.
A lot of South Africans end up here. Like, one of my best friends is South African. When I was growing up, my best friend was South African.
Oh, wow.
Like, their family came over here. And there's quite a lot of South Africans over in Bournemouth and England in general, to be fair.
Well,
But I think that's probably why, like, I love South African accents. I love Australian accents. Probably because, like, you're the best of both.
Yeah, a bit of a mix, a bit of a hybrid.
Yeah. I think that's like I think, to be honest, I think South Africa and Australia are my two favourites. Like,
when are you coming to South Africa?
I don't know. I have no idea because I'd love to come down. I'd love to come over because it's almost like super interesting to understand what it's about.
Yeah.
Because I know South Africa has such two sides to how it is. It's like it's a really beautiful place, and then there's the other side which doesn't really get highlighted here.
Yeah.
Like
No,
almost literally that.
And I mean, like, it's a bit of a tourist paradise because we got Cape Town, which is like one of the most beautiful cities on the earth. And then your buying power, you come here with pounds or Aussie dollars, dude. Fucking hell, you can live like absolute luxury. I mean, I was speaking to Bernie once. You know Bernie, the Rust YouTuber.
I'm Bernie,
yeah. He showed interest in potentially moving to South Africa, and like with what a small like cottage you can rent in England, you can have a beachside mansion in South Africa. It's nuts. Like the life you can live if you're earning, pounds and spending rand. That's what we use.
Yeah.
Jesus, you can live like a king. That's why like I don't even need to push YouTube very hard. Like what they pay me is enough. Like I don't. I'm not a materialistic person, so I don't chase wealth. I don't chase like. So, I get like a little bit of dollars, but in this country, a little bit of dollars is a lot of fucking money. So
yeah,
you just work a little bit, and then you just enjoy life on on Google's back.
Out of interest, we could mute it if you wanted to. Who does pay you? Because I get paid by Google Ireland. Would yours be like you get paid by Google Ireland?
Yeah,
as well?
when my message arrives on my phone, it says Google Ireland does your transfer. Yeah.
Well, that's bloody good then, because that's coming obviously straight from us. So the conversion rate would be mental.
It's disgusting.
That's
like for example, like what would you spend on a Big Mac meal at McDonald's?
I'd buy a few, but the basic one is about £5.59, I think, for it.
And what about you?
Is it a meal or just the burger itself?
Meal.
No, like meal,
Okay,
medium fries, and a medium Coke.
Okay, it's about $12-13 Australian dollars, which is
about
a bit more expensive. Yeah,
it's €2.
$2.
$2.
Yeah, that's the comparison. And then, for example, a decent cup of coffee, a decent cappuccino at like a coffee
$5 or $6 Australian.
That's almost like a fifth of it here then, because that'd be like £1.20 roughly if it's $2.
Yeah. It works out to $1.50 a year. So like,
I'd be huge.
The buying power is disgusting, and I mean you can rent a literal beachside mansion, like a 5-bedroom home on the beach, for what will it cost you? It'll cost you about, let's see, about $1,200 a month. And
so about 600, 700.
That's nothing. That's less than what I pay now.
And it's considerable. I mean, they're like large, So the buying power, if you are earning US dollars, is insane.
Phenomenal. I bet.
Very, very cool. Yeah.
What kind of like restrictions do you have with what you do though? Because here we're very open. I know that G's biggest handicap for being Australian is there's no one online. The Oceanic is such a small community.
Our internet and our fucking time zone is fucking dog shit.
Because Oceanic is like 60 million players, and where I am in the EU, it's like 700 million plus. So we're pretty good. But what kind of like hinders you where you are with what you do? I noticed a while ago
there's a number
an
of
internet
things.
issue.
Yeah. Like for example, we very, very seldom have local servers. So, like there's Rust servers locally, because obviously you can host your own servers. But like when it comes down to like a platinum title, like a Player Unknown Battlegrounds, we have no local servers. We've got no Fortnite servers. We've got no Apex servers. Nothing. So the best ping we can get is 150.
Fuck.
That is already a handicap.
And where's that?
And
So that's the EU.
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 Okay, okay.
Sometimes South America, depending on which is closer or which is cleaner. So local service is a big problem, and then also our electricity infrastructure is a big problem. We run out of electricity. So I mean, Rust isn't a game. I mean, imagine you got a trap base. You're waiting, and then your electricity goes off for a scheduled 2.5 hours. A lot can happen. You could be mid-edits. A lot stops you when the electricity doesn't work. That's like 90% of the reason why I work off a laptop, because When the
Yeah,
power
you
goes
have a
down, I've
battery.
got my internet on battery backup, and I've got my laptop, so I can just like unplug my main monitor and then just carry on working. It's fine.
Have you considered solar panel electricity where you are? Because I'm assuming it's very lovely in terms of weather.
Weather-wise, it's the world's best country for solar. It's almost like year-round sun. The problem is that South Africa's functionality is broken. So we don't have local manufacturers of solar. We have to import. And our import duties is what screws us, because our country wants to emphasize local production. But if you can't buy something locally, what do? You have to import. And everything that gets imported through our borders has these heavy duties. So, like, even if you want to buy something that is not available here, they don't care. They will still charge you these huge, exorbitant fees. So it's possible, but it's going to cost me as much as my house to get solar. And
It's literally like that.
Justifiable.
It's crazy because we've obviously come out of Brexit, which has been good or bad, however you look at it. But I ordered a guitar the other day, and we can get it from everywhere in Europe usually. And because we're now out of the European Union, I had to pay my first import tax the other day. So I paid £165 for this guitar. The import tax was £48. It's huge.
It is
a huge
massive.
percentage.
That is
It's
a quarter of the
massive
price, a
percentage.
third of the price.
I was like, oh, send it back. But it was just we've never had that really here. We've never really had an import tax, because we were all one big thing at one point.
And now
But
it's just like, and I mean, a quarter of the price is massive. Imagine wanting solar panels for $100,000.
Yeah,
and then they
massive.
pop on an extra $25,000. That's exactly in our boats. In fact, in our country, if you import clothing, like if I bought a Shadowfrax T-shirt from Teespring,
Really, you have to pay on that?
I spent like 30 pounds on the T-shirt, and then I spent 15 pounds on the import duties. Half. Our clothing textile is 50%.
If I were to send you a shirt, would you have to pay import on that, even if it's free?
Yes.
So would they just base that on a percentage of what it was online?
So what they would do is, like, Face Punch sent me merch the one time, and what our customs officers do is they go find the item that you're buying, and then they see, okay, it is £20, and then they'll charge you £10 import duties. They fucking dog you, bro. And the worst part about it is when Face Punch sent me clothing, they sent it to me for free. So I get this free package, and then they look up the value online, and they're like, oh, it costs this much, and then they wanted to charge me basically fucking 2,000 rand to receive free clothing. And I'm like, it's a gift. And they're like, they don't care.
Yeah, they don't care.
They don't.
So is that like, because I know you get a lot of sponsored stuff. So with that, is that why when you have like your chair, your laptop and stuff from that, because it's like Asus, I'm not sure what the actual thing is, Asus South Africa or something like that?
Asus South Africa, yeah.
So do they specifically send you that, and you don't get taxed on any of that, which is obviously phenomenal?
No. So what if I receive something, I want to receive it through an organization. So if Acer sent me a laptop, and it was like a $3,000 laptop. It was a nice laptop, and I wanted a specific model. So they didn't have that laptop in our country. So they sent it from Acer America to Acer head office, and obviously they have set up some kind of an agreement with the customs in our country. So because they ship large amounts of equipment across the world, so they just put it on one of the shipments, and it came in like for free. But
phenomenal.
Like, if I have to pay for something, I'll just say no, it's fine, and then I'll just rather not.
Yeah, for sure, because it can cost you a lot.
Yeah.
It can cost you a shit ton.
Is that why you're
Jesus
learning so
Christ.
much of what's that?
Hold on, I clicked my Netflix play. Sorry,
Oh.
I blasted in my ears now. I'm good. Sorry.
I was going to say, is that why you're learning so much about solar and Rust? Are you looking to build your own solar system and
I would love
lucrative
to.
power in your house? Because you were just saying before how you could just loop power. Is that what you're trying to do with your house? Because you would,
No, I would like to get self-sustainable. My ideal like end goal with homes is I would like to, like in Scotland, you get those large estates with like a castle-esque house. That is what I want, but in my country. So the land is cheap here. The infrastructure is poor. So like at my house now at the moment, I have underground water, like a well. I have an actual pumped up well that gets free water out the ground. So I would like to get free water and free electricity and be completely like off the grid on an estate. That's like my end goal. And if I can get to that, I'd be in heaven. Like,
would that be in the position you're at now in terms of like where you're based, or would you have to move to a new location?
Oh no, there's plenty of land here. I could move like 20 minutes down the road and buy a farm. For very
phenomenal,
cheap.
That'd be
That's
great.
something.
That'd be something else. No, that's what when I see your videos, like a lot of your videos is very much about intricate builds and stuff, and very much highlighting very specific things that something I couldn't do, or G, possibly couldn't do either. So is that always has like DIY been a massive part of your life, because you are so into that, and it's great to see. I think it's I'd love to be able to do it. There's so many things in my house I wish I could repair, but
I do like it. The thing is, I like I like instant gratification. I want something now, and I hate the idea of phoning a contract and saying I need a new shed, and then okay, I'll book you down for 2 weeks. I can't fucking stand it. I will go to the hardware store right now, buy wood, make it now, That's
why we get Amazon Prime, next day delivery. Yeah.
I can't fucking... We don't even get that, bro. Our Prime arrives in like a week.
We're gonna rub it in his face, bro. Why would you bring that up?
You didn't get it either, G. I ordered something to someone in Australia, and it took 4 weeks.
It wasn't me.
4 weeks.
It fucking wasn't me you were sending shit to.
You wouldn't have wanted it, mate. I don't think you'd want to insert that in yourself, but whatever.
I love to get things done, and it's a lot of pride. Like if you do something and you know that you did it, it's a good feeling. Like I'm an older dude. I don't like all the noisy young shit. I just want I want a nice looking home and fucking silence. That's all I want in life. And occasional paycheck from Google, which requires me to make a video once in a while. But For sure. if I could just live very wealthy, I wouldn't change my house, I wouldn't change my car. I would stay exactly as I am now. I would just carry on living. I'm very happy in my environment. So I don't ever want more. I don't look at a Lamborghini and go, wow, that's amazing. I'm like, wow, it's a tiny cock. Because I don't need stuff to validate me. I just, whatever. It is what it is.
I almost find as well, if someone has a Lamborghini, it's when you look at it, you get more pride out of seeing it. When you own something like that, it's almost like it's a hindrance on your own life, I feel.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
I have a nice little car here, but I do see that as a hindrance sometimes, because I'm kind of like, I've got to look after it, got to make sure it looks good. For what reason, at the end of it?
Like, is some woman gonna look at you and go, "Oh my God, Oblivion, your Audi is so nice." No, she's not.
I'm hoping it hasn't worked out yet, but I'm hoping
you do get some loose
Don't
woman.
Crush
you know
the
what I mean?
dream. Can't crush the dream that early.
I used to be very materialistic. When I was young, I would care what people think about me. I would make my car look nice, put on the rims, and I got to a stage where I looked at this and I was like, Jesus, this fucking sucks. Every time I have to change a tire on my car, it's 10 times what the cost of a regular tire for a regular car. I'm making life expensive for myself. What am I fucking doing? And then I paused and I reassessed everything, and I said, okay, well, I don't need the loud, shouty car because it's actually fucking irritating. Get something small and quiet and cheap, and then it drives forever on one tank of fuel. I simplified myself by growing up, basically. And I would never look back. I look at old me, and I just cringe to fucking heavens, bro. Ugh, I was so gross.
I think you've got to, though, haven't you? You've got to look back at your old stuff and go,
Jesus,
what the fuck was I doing?
What was I thinking? The amount of money that I wasted by being a fucking douchebag.
It just happens.
It was expensive.
Do you still have that car? I remember seeing a car on your Twitter probably about within the last couple of years, and it was I don't know if it's a previous picture you had, but one that had a massive exhaust on it, like a Subaru.
Oh yeah, it's my Subaru. Yeah, it's in the driveway. I just don't use it. I've driven it once in the last year. It's so noisy and fucking. Oh Jesus! You started it's why? I'm not at a racetrack. What am I doing? And I put that exhaust on there. I put those wheels on there. Put the bonnet scoop on.
And you were loving it at the time. You're like, this is the shit.
I look so badass right now. And then I see a Subaru driving past me and the guy's all shouty. I'm like, wow, that's so gay. Yeah.
Nah,
fuck, bro.
It's an expensive
thing. It is a realization.
It's a definitely expensive habit to get over, though. You go into a habit of spending so much money on trying to do something up, and then you instantly go, why did I do that?
Yeah, and then when you try and sell it, you actually lose money because it's modded.
Yeah. My greatest thing in my life at the moment is I bought a van about 6 months ago. Great, love it. It is phenomenal. It's broken down. I've currently got to fix it, but it is one of the best investments I've ever done because I don't care what it looks like really. or I can just chuck anything in at you: surfboards, bikes, bodies, dogs.
And
know,
you don't
can do
care about a
anything-
scratch, do you?
No, you don't care. I've kicked it a few times, gone, it's a relief. I can
Yeah.
kick the fucker.
And then you kick your nice car, and then you immediately want to get it panel beated and buffed and repainted. And, now you don't have to care anymore. I love that, bro. I love not
It's a
caring.
great feeling to have like a no fucks given approach. Like
God, it's
I
so
saw
nice.
a pothole the other day and was like, fuck it, in we go. You know.
No, I
Love
love
that
it.
shit.
I wish that I knew. Well, I suppose this happens at any age. Like when you're a young teenager, you wish that at 25 you wonder like, oh, if I was a teenager, I wish I knew this, what I know now. And now that I'm 30, I wish I had spent my 20s with my knowledge now. I would have been so much wealthier, first of all, and I would have been so much less stressed, and I probably would have had a lot more hair. I pissed a lot of my life away by doing reckless, dumb things that I thought would satisfy me. And now when I look at what satisfies me is literally a fucking decent cup of coffee on the porch with a hose pipe and the wife and kid next to me, you know? Bro, fucking
Little
hell,
things
I
like
love
that.
How pleasant is getting older, dude. I was saying this the
fucking
other day
love
to
it.
my partner, because I used to like go out clubbing a lot and doing all that kind of shit here in Australia. Like we'd have a lot of that here, and I haven't been clubbing much in like the last 2 years. I've invested a lot of my money into stocks and moving my stuff around and being more financially stable than just spending money all the time. It's been great. Like the other day, about a couple months ago, I came home and I was out watering the garden while shaving my beard at the same time. And honestly, it was like the best fucking feeling of my entire life. Because it was like, I had like peaked in like adulthood in my entire life. I'm out there with electric razor, just fucking gardening and shit. I was like, this is actually fucking pretty cool. You know,
the best thing ever, yeah.
Like it was fucking sick.
I can imagine in 10 years' time, we'd probably look back at our 30-year-old selves and be like, oh, God, we fucked it up, bro. This is how you should be doing it. But, you learn and you try and make the most of it. I'm glad I realized now and not later. Because I absolutely pissed my childhood away. I wish I could redo it. I'm glad that I am where I am now, but time goes fast, bro. I was in high school
Time
the other
does
day.
go fast.
You blink and then it's like, wait, you're 30. Whoa.
Yeah. It happens quick. That was something. So like when I before I left to Australia, I was going through a bad situation mentally and
I do
whatnot,
remember.
and
We chatted a lot during that time.
we did.
Yeah.
We did chat a lot back then as well. And I remember like one of my quotes that I don't know if I'd seen it or I thought it up, but it was like, time is your currency and money is your opportunity. Because for me is that money creates things to happen. Like when we die, if we died today, we're still going to make money out of our videos,
Yeah.
But we're never going to have that time, so
Never.
we've got to spend that time properly.
Absolutely.
So like whenever we do anything, I always say, if I'm doing something, it's because I'm using that time wisely. Like we do this podcast, we want to make something happen. If I'm not doing this podcast, I'm doing something else that I'm using my time effectively.
Yeah.
Sometimes I've been sat there playing a mobile game and I've gone, what the fuck am I doing? I could learn something on the guitar, or I can do something else, because I want to use that time effectively. And that money is always going to turn up. You know, obviously don't put you into financial crisis and go, fuck, I'm going to use this to go blow it. But you just go, right, I can use this. And at that moment, I went, I'm going to go to Australia because I'm never going to get that time back.
Yeah.
But I'm going to get that money back. So I'm going to go to Australia and do something I've always wanted to do. That's when I left. And I've always retained that, I've always retained that little quote because I think that, to me, just was like, always remember this because whenever shit's happening, something else can happen. I think that's why COVID hit me quite hard with this because I came back purely for work to go, right, I'm going to nail this. I'm going to give myself that opportunity by earning the money to come back and do Australia properly. So when Australia wasn't on the menu come August, I think that hit me because I was kind of like, shit, I didn't plan for this.
You expected,
Yeah, I kind of was like, that was the plan. I get there, and then I'd start using my time again. I could spend my time doing, being in Australia. But now I've got to spend it here, which is not wanted. But, there's always an opportunity there to make something happen.
That's the thing. I see a lot of fucking poor-ass rich people. Like, a lot of poor rich people. Like, you can be the wealthiest man in the world and be the poorest man in the world. It just depends on if you've realized it or you haven't. And most people that I run into think that happiness comes from money, and it doesn't. And I know you say that money is your opportunity. It really is. You can't experience the great things in life without money, but it's not the end all. I can promise you, if I was in Barcelona with a convertible Ferrari or a Mini Cooper, it wouldn't make a difference because I'd be somewhere fun and exciting. That wouldn't change my perception of an experience. I don't need like silk shirts. I can walk around. I mean, look what I look like. I always look like this.
I love it.
Shorts and t-shirt.
That's it. That's all it's needed.
I don't need stuff. And
no.
The idea that you got there, where you want to go to Australia and you just want to like earn enough to go onto the next phase of your life. Do you plan on like living in Australia forever?
I'd love to. I have so many aspirations to live in Australia. I think that's why it's more gutting, because if I was still there, I would just be accumulating into the time that I can use to get my visa out there. So it's kind of like gutting in a way where it's kind of like, shit, I can't be out there to, get that time. But at the same time, it gives me another route that I didn't expect. And sometimes, being the most uncomfortable situations gives you more of an opening, to try and do something. Because, you just got to think of another plan B. So, like, plan B for me now is if Australia doesn't open, but England opens their borders, I could go to Canada for 2 months and snowboard for 2 months, And
I like the idea of that, is that, like, most experiences that we have in life, everyone chases this end destination. They want that retirement with that boat, and like there's so many small things on the way that's going to happen that you need to enjoy now. Like it is now. Like I don't want to preach or like sound like I'm getting preachy, but it is so important to not just worry about what's coming next. I always used to do that. Like when I get paid, I'm going to go. But bro, that's 2 weeks away. Like. You've got 2 weeks between. You want to sit there and fixate on payday, and you're wasting 2 weeks of your life. Like Monday to Friday, as much as it fucking sucks dick, it's Monday to Friday. Well, now it's a lot nicer. I don't have to go to fucking work.
Yeah, just Saturday to next month Saturday, and then just
everyone just wants their wish for the weekend. Oh, it's Friday, and then Friday comes, and then you blink, and then it's Monday morning, and then for another week. Like every single opportunity is a possible adventure, and I think people just need to understand the difference between. Like what is memorable and what's not, because the most memorable times in my life have been very, very small and insignificant when I talk about it, but when you think about how it made you feel and how you remember it, it's not small and insignificant. The best times of my life have happened on this property in a small, quiet garden with no visitors, but it will always remain here. So, if anybody is listening and ever wanting advice, I would say don't fixate on an end goal. Like everything is an experience. Like even you getting stuck in England now, Oblivion. Great things can come of that. Obviously, they don't always come of it, but great things can happen. And fucking hell, dude, it's. I don't want to get preachy or emotional or anything, but it's fucking true. It's heavy, bro.
It is. Yeah, it is a big thing. It is a big thing because I know, like before doing YouTube and stuff, I was always very looking to be entrepreneurial and try and make things happen. And it, if anything for me, I was driving yesterday with my good friend, and we were driving past pubs and stuff, and they've all closed down. And I felt slightly emotional because I was looking at just being like, someone earned this at some point, and that's gone, and they've got to rebuild. Like a lot of my close friends talk to me who are in England, and I know a lot of them who are very, very in bad places, and you're just like, shit, this is bad, because I feel bad, and my opportunity, albeit, is brilliant. We have brilliant opportunities where it's like, I can still work. We get lots of views. We get sponsors. We basically get chucked a load of stuff towards us. And I see people who aren't in my opportunity. And I'm just kind of like, how are you coping? Like, I'm not able to cope in this,
Yeah. I tweeted the other day. And I said, I've got literally the best gear in the world. I've got fucking gigabit fiber internet. I've got a beautiful yard and swimming pool. And lockdown's fucking killing me. What about other people that don't even have a computer? They live with folks, they live with family. What about those dudes?
All the guys that live without gigabit internet, me. I don't live with fucking gigabit internet. Now I feel bad.
You got better internet than me.
Do you have to wait longer than 5 minutes to download a game? Good lord.
I do.
That's 5 minutes. I could be doing something else in my life. We were just talking about that. Now I'm just stuck here downloading games longer than 5 minutes.
Oblivion, I spent my start of my career with a very broken computer, very bad facilities. My microphone was a little side microphone on a Logitech headset, like an office Logitech headset, and I was stealing my neighbor's Wi-Fi. She didn't know about it. The one day her internet went down, and I'm like, okay, I'll come fix it for you. And I fixed it for her, and then I also used her password. So I didn't have internet. So I was very poor. I didn't have much. And like when I used to upload a video, it would take 2 full days to upload one video because it was a very slow upload speed, and then obviously distant Wi-Fi, and it was atrocious. And like I know how it feels to be like right at the bottom when you don't have Netflix. You can't watch a Netflix because the internet's not fast enough. So you have to go to like a mate's house and download fucking MP4s onto a hard drive. Like I've been there. So like I do get to appreciate what I have now a lot more. And like as a result, I mean, I got the new internet and I've given all of my neighbors free internet because like I don't need all that bandwidth. So I've given them some bandwidth, and you know, I've sort of like tried to like make up for the fact that I stole her fucking internet for like 2 years. But you know,
I respect that. I do respect it. It's a good hustle.
Opportunity. There's opportunity everywhere. You know,
there is always opportunities.
You just have to make the most of what you have, and you like I say to a lot of people that ask me like, oh, is this good enough to do YouTube with this computer? Anything's good enough to do. If you have a fucking camera phone, it's good enough.
100%.
It's. Are you able to present yourself as something different from what YouTube already has? 1, and 2, are you able to do it and not give up? Because everyone wants to be a fucking YouTuber, and then they release 2 videos and then they don't get 1 million views, and they're like, "Fuck, this is impossible." Bro,
because when you were making your first videes, guaranteed the same as mine, you wanted to do that.
I wanted it so badly, dude. I wanted it so badly. I worked on it for weeks and weeks because obviously I was working. You work on it for like 3 weeks. You upload this video and you get like 30 views and then like 9 comments. And of those 9, 7 of them are like, "Go fuck yourself, you suck dick." Yeah,
literally that. But they mean the world to you at the time, don't they? That's literally it. Like I literally remember, I remember uploading, because I remember at the time I was uploading my 100th video and I didn't even have 100 subscribers. And I kind of was like, I'm okay with this, you know, because
it's fine.
All the way up to that, I was happy making it, you know, like people have said to me, and I guarantee to you as well, and to G, is people have said to you like, how do you keep going? It's like, because to begin with, it was never a job, you know, it was never a job. It was like, I wanted to do this. I wanted to make videos. I thought for years I wanted to. Back when KSI started, I was making rock band videos. I would use my parents' camera phone, which would record at like 480p, stack it on DVDs, watching the TV, and I'd just be there making rock band videos, you know? And they would that's all I would do. Yeah, and that was it, because I just wanted to make videos. And then over time, obviously, getting better equipment, funding it myself, you can...
Are we able to get access to those videos?
I've tried. I can't find them anywhere. I have got my my other channel though, where I did my physio stuff before.
Yes, I saw that. Yeah, that was pretty cool.
So that was all my old stuff. That was when I started, because I wanted to make videos of that as well, because that was all about trying to help.
I actually enjoyed those.
Rugby.
I watched them. They were actually quite fun to see, like medics' points of view. Very cool idea. You never see it from that perspective.
No, because when I first did it, I remember when I was at uni and no one had videos, and I was like, well, I'd like to make videos. And at the same time, there was a big discussion about rugby concussions. So I was like, well, I can record it on my chest, and then if an accident happens, we can go back and review it to see what happened. So that was mainly it. And I hope a lot of them were good and a lot of them were bad, because I hope universities saw them, used them and said, right, when he's doing this, what do you do right? What do you do wrong? And I'd love it, you know. Yeah. I hope they made it to universities, because I wanted to be a lecturer for a while and I was going to use things like that. But I always felt like there's an opportunity there to do things, you know, and having that GoPro on there offers you that safety and also that insecurity that they're not going to be 100% perfect. Like being a physio is not 100% perfect every single time. You do your best, like a doctor would, but you know, that's just how it happens.
Can I quickly go grab another Red Bull and a smoke?
Yeah.
If you don't mind.
Yeah. 2 minutes. All right, it's all good.
Well, he left us. He left us.
I haven't Red Bull in a while, man. I have got a Pepsi though, to be fair. So
I only drink coffee this time of night. It is 12 o'clock for me, so it's PM.
It's almost 1 in the morning for you guys.
Yeah,
almost 1 in the morning.
It is.
It's hot, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
It is hot there right now.
Yeah, Australia.
We're getting snow.
You're getting snow?
Well, not right now, but we've got snow coming soon, so I need to get that sorted. Get ready for that.
No, Australia doesn't have snow, bro. We don't have snow. There's no such thing.
No. I can't wait to bring you out to... You know what? I would love it if we could get a sponsor to fly every fucker we want, content creator-wise, out to Europe so we can all go snowboarding. I think that would be the best shit.
I'd fucking pay
You're
for
only
that, bro. I'd pay for a sponsor to pay us.
Yeah.
I would love it. If I could bag us one, I'd just go, right, fly everyone over, you know, hopefully we can get a sponsor for the drinks. And then just
I got one.
buggered.
South Africa Red
Yeah,
Bull.
that's it.
Let's go.
Are you
Yeah,
sponsored by Red Bull?
They contacted me that. Well, no, it's not a sponsor. It's called a FORB, FORB. So you become a friend of Red Bull, and then they just give you as much as you want. So whenever you're out, you just phone them, and then they just drop off some cases at your house. So
Hold the fuck up. Is this a thing that only happens in South Africa, or is this a thing I can do right now?
They do this in Australia, but they don't do it in a way that they kind of have like a partnership with someone in particular. So do they know that you stream, or do they just somehow contact you, or they know you do YouTube?
No, they know I YouTube. They know I stream occasionally.
Okay. Yeah. So they do this something similar in Australia, but they don't have a partnership of in like a direct link to someone. It's normally like they drive around in a Red Bull car. In Australia, they have a big Red Bull car, and it'll be full of Red Bull, like fucking full of Red Bull, and they'll walk the streets and just hand them all out. Yeah.
It's like that, except that they latch onto one person. So, like, there's also a guy in England that is South African, but he streams from England. His name's the Caramel Gamer. And Red Bull South Africa reached out to Red Bull England and said, like, give this guy. So whenever he wants, he just gets, like, the little fridge and unlimited Red Bull. I can't get my fridge yet because there's not any available now.
Are they making you pay for that? Are they making you pay for that to be shipped?
No, fuck.
Probably not.
Nothing.
Not.
Oh, that's
No,
right.
they don't, no import duties on that.
Yeah,
no.
I was going to say import duties on the fridge. It's all good.
No, you get everything for free from Red Bull, which is quite nice. And
that's good.
There's like no limitation. They just say like, I mean, look at this.
What I would do is just get a fridge. And then
How
buy
many
a
you
Red
drink
Bull
a day?
An unhealthy amount.
There we go. But when you have to spend money on bottled water, okay, or get free Red Bull. You know, I brush my fucking teeth with Red Bull now. I don't give a fuck.
I forgot.
When I'm hot.
Is it very? Have you got like? Because I went to Fuerteventura years ago, and we couldn't drink the water there because it's full of minerals. Is that very similar to South African water? Then do you have to?
No, our tap water is as good as bottled water. It's very high quality.
Oh, that's phenomenal.
Yeah, it helps. It really helps. Yeah.
I just picture now like you walking out the back to like hose your freshly garden, instead just ripping Red Bull cans and just walking a line.
Well, that's what I do. Yeah, I do that.
It's all free, boys.
That's like the zombies out there.
No, actually, I try to get my dog Red Bull. He doesn't actually drink it, and I know my dog doesn't eat anything that's bad. So, you know,
that's good.
What dog have you got? What breed? I don't think I've seen your dog.
Yeah, it's a little. No, he's not little. He's quite big. He's white. He's a mix of a greyhound and a something. His name's Theodore. Lovely dog.
Theodore's a very good name. Very, very middle class name for a dog.
He's like British royalty. So he's Sir Theodore Fluffington, but like
okay.
it's a bit mouthy.
That,
so
actually.
now he's just Theodore or Teddy. Let's see if I can find a picture for you. Oh, I know. I can give you an emote.
An emote.
Yeah, somebody turned my dog into an emote. I can't find it now. It's going to be too complicated. But yeah, it's very cool though. Lovely dog.
So there's a few things I've noticed. You are coming up to the plaque soon.
Oh,
Exciting time. What are you gonna MisterFlak it in a certain way? Because I obviously was it one of your subscribers made the MisterFlak metal thing behind you.
Oh no, that was me. That was me.
Oh, you made that.
That's wood. That's solid wood. Yeah.
Oh, is it? Oh, I thought it was.
Yeah, I made a video on it, like of me cutting it out, and like, you know, it was terrible production quality, but I made it myself. Yeah.
That's phenomenal.
That's
Or
pretty cool.
are you going to do something with the plaque?
There's a couple of things that, like, if you look on the top right of this cabinet over there, there's a little logo. Somebody like 3D printed that, and there's a couple of things that some followers made for me, but the big one, the big wooden one, I made that myself. Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
It was pretty nuts.
Imagine like if you got that imported, they go, "How the fuck do you price this?"
Yeah, there is an option if you earn your plaque. There is an option where you can get them to courier to you, but then you have to pay for the courier. I'd probably get that shipped via like a FedEx or something because I don't trust our postal service in our country. Yeah. I sent my Patreons a Christmas card in Christmas 2019, and it still hasn't arrived.
Is that possibly just because they're bad, or without trying to make it sound
they're
like
that
I
bad.
perceive
Blatant, disgusting corruption. Yeah.
Is it criminal? Like,
Yeah.
they're literally like, okay, I was thinking that whether it would be, because
Yeah,
I know of South Africa of having the two sides, and I always think sometimes it's very dodgy and possibly.
It is
that
very,
was
very
it.
dodgy. Like,
Yeah.
obviously the government is fully black, and a lot of the corruption is coming from black government, and it's fucking sad because 80% of our country is black,
Yeah.
and of that 80% Africans, literally 0.0001% of them are in political power, and they're living lavish, like stupid lavish, and then their people can't even eat. Like, it
Yeah.
fucking sucks, bro.
Yeah.
Still to
It
this
is
day,
horrid.
the most affluent people in our country are white, and they make up 9% of the population. So, like, I know
Yeah.
there was obviously the the apartheid back in the day, and then the country aggressively moved over to black power, black leadership, black opportunities, very pro-black, but most of them still unable to eat because of just
Yeah.
that criminal aspect of, as soon as I get into power, I'm just going to hoard, steal. And it's fucking disgusting, dude. Like, South Africa is so rich, like so fucking
Yeah.
rich. Unlimited gold reserves, just the most resources you can imagine. But then we sell all of our gold fucking ore to America, who turns it into jewelry, and then we buy jewelry from them. Fuck, man.
Yeah.
Like,
It's mental.
there is so much facilities to make money, but do you want to invest 20 years and X amount of money into this project, or do you want to steal the little bit of money that they allocated towards that project? Oh, we just steal it, and then the projects never start, and then the people stay poor. It's fucking greed,
Would you
greed.
do you ever have aspirations to leave South Africa, or do you want to live and die?
I would prefer
in
to die,
South
yeah.
Africa?
I'd prefer to die, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Look, I
Yeah.
don't mind moving away to another country and living some of my life there, but as a South African, I have a lot of pride in my nation. I just wish
For
that
sure.
they didn't steal as much. You know, it's a
Like,
fucking
that's
great
something
place to
that
live.
seems like a long thing. It's, it will be something that'll be long coming. I know a lot of people who come over here who are white South African
Yeah.
they usually, like, say, fled South Africa.
Pretty much.
You know,
the
because
thing is, think about it. I mean, you pay a chunk of your salary towards tax, and you can't go to a public hospital because they are just collapsing. So you have to have private medical care. You have to have big security gates around your home, otherwise somebody breaks in. You struggle so hard to contribute to this country, and then the middle class is the less catered to demographic. That they will give all the money to the rich or the poor, nothing in the middle. So, like, the actual backbone of this country is getting dogged. That's why when people leave, I get it, bro. Like, you studied your
100%.
ass off, you contributed your ass off, and then you get zero in return, and then your electricity stops working, and then the fucking water runs out. Like, that's fucked, bro.
Yeah, it's a hard
Most
way
of
to
our
live.
country has underground lakes, and nobody's using the underground water to drink. Like, you can take it out, purify it, and drink it. No, they'll just cry, oh, we've got a water crisis. Then they allocate a couple of billion for a desalination center so you can absorb ocean water and clean it and drink it. And then they're like, okay, now where's the desalination plants? Oh, the project never started. Where's the money? It's just, everything just keeps on boiling down to just corruption. It's fucking
For sure.
disgusting.
Yeah.
And nobody
I get
goes to
that.
jail. Nobody's gone to jail for corruption. I think it was like one guy that went to jail for corruption, and then he got to go home on the weekends to barbecue with his family. Like, that was his reward for being a dirty
It's crazy,
politician.
isn't it? It is crazy.
Monday to Friday jail, but then the weekends,
Monday to Friday weekends, all
don't
yours.
run away.
Go
Don't
on
run
then.
away, please.
Yeah. Go and get hammered, but don't leave.
Use your passport. Get fucked. Go. Come on. It's fucking dumb,
crazy.
bro. Yeah, it's infuriating.
It is.
A beautiful country, but again, it's very much like England, because obviously we were colonized by the British. Very much like Australia. It's just like, at its core, it's broken. Like, all the services, all the everything. I mean, we've got world class everything. World class internet, world class tourism, but like only to an elite few if you've got the bucks for it.
Yeah.
The rest
Yeah.
are just struggling their butts off. It's brutal.
Hard
It's
to see.
unfair.
It is hard to see. But I'm glad that you're able to produce something out of it and take the opportunities.
I am
You've essentially
very
given
fortunate.
yourself.
I mention that a lot, dude.
I'm
I'm very fortunate to be in my position, and I'm thankful every day for it. And I try and spread as much positivity as I can. Like, I help everybody I can in my community. So I'm doing my best, but like, there's only so much a person can do. Like, I also have to worry about myself. But if I got $10, I'm going to give you $5. I'm fine with that.
Do you
just
like how you give out
do
your
you find
internet
being
as well?
being in South Africa that a lot of people don't really understand what goes on outside of South Africa? Because I feel like because
I'd say.
you're known in the online space, that your broad awareness of what's going on around the world is a lot more than your average person in South Africa, I'd say. Because you know what's going on with like Rust, your American communities, with the UK stuff, and you look all over Twitter and stuff. So you know a lot what's going on around the place. Do you feel like a lot of people don't understand or just don't know as much, like what's going on?
I'd say so.
Yeah, no, it's a lot of like, the thing is, it's so difficult to trust the media nowadays because the media is, their main focus is to shock people.
Yeah.
They don't want to tell the truth, they want to shock. So the stories that come from South Africa to the rest of the world, I read some, sometimes I like to put on my proxy or put on my VPN and then, go to England and then Google South Africa and you can see what England thinks of South Africa. And they report only the shock factors. They don't report like the feel good stories. They don't report the media likes to paint a narrative of there being a lot of racism in the country when there's very little.
I mean, the only things I knew about the only reason I knew stuff about South Africa was through cricket, because there's I don't know if the rule is still implemented, but you have to have 2 minorities playing in your teams professionally and through sport in rugby as well. So there's always at least 2 black people.
Only in white sports though. So in cricket, you have to have at least 2 or 3 blacks. In rugby, you have to have 2 or 3 blacks. Fortunately, our black South African rugby players are like really good, like the Sia Khaleesi. Like they're fucking tank. But like in our South African soccer, which is 100% black, they don't require white people. Yeah. And my understanding of racism is if you are prejudicing one race from another race, if you're giving prejudice, or if you are like, if you want equality, don't you want equality? You can't get a feminist that are like, oh, fuck, kill all men. Like, but the exact goal you're trying to fix, you are using it like in reverse. Reverse racism, for example, reverse sexism. Like, you can't show your anger about the way that women are oppressed by hating on men. Like, that's fucking dumb. You can't say, oh, South Africa was racist towards black people, so let's be racist towards white people now. That doesn't fix anything, bro. Like, there's no like do-overs. It's not like a level.
It's almost point scoring at that point.
So why is it that certain sports require you to have black athletes, but the black sports don't require you to have white athletes? Because there's plenty of talented white soccer players in South Africa. There's plenty of talented black cricketers in South Africa. Like why does it always have to be this? Like, my thing is, if I'm a fucking team owner and I needed to select 11 men, I want the best 11 men. I don't want 9 of the best and those 2 black guys so that we can, like internationally smile at each other. That's fucking dumb. Like, I want to win. What instead of focusing on what the national team is putting in their team and not putting in their team, why aren't they going to school level and saying those black schools are not getting enough training like those white schools? Let's get better trainers and equipment at the black schools so that the black athletes can come up in 15 years time and be as good as the whites or vice versa. Like, the black South African soccer players I feel are better than the whites in South Africa. That's okay. Put them in. Put the best player in. Like,
for sure.
Putting one black face in a team that they don't deserve to be in there is not going to fix what 300 years of fucking apartheid did. Like,
I think the biggest
fixing the core of the problem will fix it. Not making one player represent a team for this year. That doesn't help. Look at Sia Khaleesi. He is an absolute fucking superstar. He deserved his spot 100%. Like, emphasize that. Like, don't put a guy in a team that everybody knows he shouldn't be there, but he is there because of his skin color. That's dumb, bro.
It defeats the purpose of it. I almost feel like, because I love South Africa. It's a huge part of my sporting growing up, like knowing about it and taking a huge pride in what they do. But I always see that the difficulty is with anything that faces like big trigger words like racism and stuff. It always leads down to the people who breed it into people, and because of the corruption that happens, and because of there is obviously long distance and period hate and distaste in what's happened. It's almost like an impossible project unless everyone ropes in together on it. And because the education system, I feel, is possibly lacking, it's difficult to get around it because people in high up places who are corrupt can obviously breed into people, hey, this is what you do. Like, we have gangs in London, And usually those gangs in London are because they've been brought up to be gang members, not because they want to become gang members.
Yes.
You know, and
it's a taught aspect. I mean, I often look at dogs. You go to the beach and you get 20 different dogs in 20 different colors, and they're playing together. They don't know that they're different colors. Like there's nothing about human beings that makes you different if you're a different skin color. It's you. It's your brain that recognizes, hold on, this is a black person and this is a white person. Like just the mere mention of race is technically racist because you always acknowledging color. Like dogs play with dogs because dogs like dogs. So like I try to bring up my daughter as racially blind as possible because my wife, she's dark. I'm fucking Mexican. My daughter is like slim shady Caucasian. It's the weirdest thing.
Yeah.
I don't want her to live on race because, you know, people latch on and, she goes to a mostly black school. And like my mom, who grew up in a very like racially different time, she's like, oh, there's so many Africans in that school. Okay?
Yeah.
Like if you keep on recognizing that there's different races, you're never going to stop thinking about races.
Yeah, you won't.
It's never going to fix
That's
the
how I
problem.
see it. Like it's a learnt
absolutely learnt
situation.
Taught. It's taught.
Learnt.
Racism is taught.
Yeah.
And like a lot of people would say, like, if your daughter comes home with a black boyfriend, what are you going to do? What do you mean? What do you mean? What am I going to do? Like, where's the line of questioning going here? Like, okay, is he respectful? Does he treat her well? Is he hygienic? Awesome. That's good. That's all I look for. The fact that people are like actually still. I mean, our country, South Africa, became free in 1994, democratically free. The fact that now it's like, 20 odd years down the line, people are still obsessing over it. Like, why? It's gone. Move the fuck on. And
for sure.
They never will, because it'll always be, but 30 years ago, there was apartheid. Yes, and it was fucking terrible. And anybody involved with that needs to go to jail. But if somebody says it's my daughter's fault who got born in 2008, it's her fault. No, it's not. It was
like,
all
no.
people from a long time ago that were dickheads. It is not my daughter's fault, and do not take it out on her. But they still do it. They still, to this day, will give a white student less privilege than a black student in university. And these are kids that were born well into democracy, and it's always the same excuses. No, but the black person's family struggled 40 years ago. Okay, but like it's been a long time. Could we maybe?
It'll be the progress. Eventually, it'll progress to when people like us, where we're just kind of like, we understand it, we work through it, we progress. It's. You should never look back on the past. Apart from you should learn from it and move forwards. Like I always find the problem is like if I have a hatred towards someone, I want to work it out. Like I don't have. There's only certain people I really dislike. But I always judge myself. If I get jealous about someone, I go, you know what? Why am I jealous? That's a reflection on myself. If I'm jealous of someone, that's a reflection on my own insecurity.
Exactly.
That
person's not thinking about you. Like, so why are you thinking about them?
Exactly. Like you need to. It's when you start learning from it and forgiving them and yourselves, and just going, this is how it is. You have a much healthier lifestyle, and you can progress so much more with it.
The way say, like, if you're thinking about something or something's bothering you. You are basically like you are allowing somebody to live in your mind rent free, as they say.
Yeah,
it's so true. Like why on earth would you want that?
Mm.
Just like evict that shit. Like move on. Focus your energies on making you go to the end, not on wondering why did they get there before you. It's very easy to obsess over numbers when it comes to YouTubers, because
for sure
you can be doing your thing as normal. Somebody else that is also doing their thing hits a trending spree, and they go through the roof, and you wonder to yourself, how did they get there? And I know of people that have obsessed over that, where they made themselves ill worrying about growth and numbers, and like, you just got to run your race, bro. There's a thing with racehorses. Have you seen the racehorses with the blinders?
Yeah.
They wear blinders. They wear blinders so that they don't see where the horses are next to them. They don't get distracted. They just see, finish line.
They're just going straight. Yeah.
That's if you're going to be looking at the people around you, you're not going to look at your end goal. You're going to stumble. Don't distract yourself. It sounds so fucking cheesy now that I've actually said it out loud, but it's so true though.
It's a fact though. It is a fact. It's only cheesy because it's a fact.
Yeah,
it's almost like it's too obvious, when you really spell it out. Like I know a lot. Like I was streaming the other day and someone said to me, "Oh, you've got 650,000 subscribers, but less than 1,000 viewers." I said to him, unless you're my accountant, why do you care?
Well, the
Like,
same
'cause
thing
I
happened to
don't
me.
care.
Sorry, I don't want to turn this
Yeah.
on to me again, but the same thing happened
That's
to me.
no, it is a podcast about you.
Okay, everyone, 5 minutes.
It will
just
have
stare-
your name in the
everyone
title.
just stare at me
5
for
minutes
5
of
minutes.
5 minutes of flak.
Stare at me. No, jokes aside, I'm doing the Twitch emotes, the hammer skin on Rust. And
That's cool.
I love it, by the way.
Yeah, it's
I do
fucking
love it.
cool.
it is.
I've seen
thank
it and
you.
I've got it. I've claimed it.
Did you?
It's come through. Yeah. How come? I just out of interest because most people have come with their streaming. Is that something you decided with Face Punch to have it like as a drop
generic.
for hours? Yeah.
Yeah. That was a choice. So that's actually what I wanted to mention now. So Alistair from Face Punch reached out and he said, "Do you want exclusive or generic?" And I'm not a streamer. I don't stream.
Yeah.
Okay, I stream once in a fucking goddamn blue moon. So I
Rocket
know that
League.
this is a great opportunity for potential streamers. So I don't want to take someone's slot.
Yeah.
What's up?
Rocket League.
I said Rocket League and you missed it, but G heard it and G loves Rocket League.
Okay. Sorry.
I
about
was
that.
like, is he going to confuse Flak with this? But yeah, there we go.
So, no, go ahead.
No. I commentated.
Yeah, go back.
I commentated esports here in Australia for Rocket League actually. So that was.
Yeah,
But you do.
I know the
as a
Australian
generic.
internet's bad, so sometimes this is like this delay.
Yeah, it's a bit laggy.
Yeah, he's
That's
3 minutes
cool.
behind.
Yeah, I'm about 3 weeks behind, or in front actually. You guys are behind.
True.
Yeah.
So you've
so
yours came out as a generic then.
Yeah, they asked me, do I want a exclusive or like a generic drop, and I asked for generic because I feel that this is a great opportunity for somebody that is a regular Rust streamer. Like, I don't want to take someone else's slot that could have used the eyes because this is what they want to do. I don't want to stream.
Yeah.
So I said,
Yeah.
well, I'd rather be generic, and then I won't be compelled to stream daily because I don't really like it. I won't have to be online. I don't want to like disappoint Face Punch. I'd rather be
A lot of
generic.
pressure.
So I was streaming on the first night of the drops, and then some guy's like, "Why do you only have 200 viewers?"
Yeah.
And I'm saying every 5 minutes out loud, you do not have to watch me to earn my hammer. If you watch Wellen, you can earn Wellen's skin and my skin at the same time. So don't watch me, watch someone else. And and then the guy's like, and then my chat's like, he's not a streamer, he's a YouTuber. And then he goes into my
Yeah.
he's like, your views are terrible. Like, why does it matter? How
Yeah,
does my
because it's
views
only-
matter? Like the fact that I've got 200 people watching, I usually stream to like 8 people, 10 people. I don't like
Yeah.
streaming to big numbers. I get anxiety. Like, what? How did it benefit you to say that? Like,
exactly.
did you think it would hurt my feelings? Because it didn't. Like,
Yeah.
Because
what is the end goal? It's just like this,
that comes back down to when I say about the whole jealousy side, when people come in and they look at it and I'm like, you're paying more attention to this than I am. You know, I said to him, I didn't even notice the viewers till you mentioned it.
yeah.
You know,
I got
because-
my viewer numbers disabled. Like I couldn't even know. Like,
And even and to be honest, like you just go, oh shit, like hey, yeah, I get I don't know 50,000 views a video or whatever. You go, I would have killed for that at the beginning. I would have done sick shit on my OnlyFans for that at the beginning. You know, because you go, that's
Unforgivable
it's relative
things.
at the time. Yeah, completely. Because you kind of go, it's only, you know, it's almost like a compliment to you, where it's kind of like, you know, I have achieved that, and I'm actually at a standard where, yeah, I could possibly get more, but at the same time, this is still a number that people would appreciate massively.
it's big.
You
It's
know?
big. I mean,
It's
like
huge.
if you look at people
200
like
people is
Wellen,
a lot of people.
Wellen probably feels sad when he hits 700K on a video. For you, that's huge.
You know?
Well, that's average for you. For me,
Yeah.
that's huge. For G, that's
It
life
is
changing.
huge, you know,
like
it's always.
But it doesn't matter if you're not paying
No.
my fucking bills.
Yeah.
Fuck off. Like,
What does
you
it
know what I
matter?
mean?
You know.
It was definitely the opposite for me. I came from streaming, so I was making money in a life. It was my full-time job before for 6 years. You know, I went from averaging hundreds of viewers to, you know, making it a full-time career and then doing that for a while, and then I left it completely because I didn't like Twitch as a platform. I thought Twitch rules and regulations were fucking dog shit, and I feel like people were doing stupid shit on the platform and getting banned for it, and I just didn't like the platform as a whole. Especially in Australia as well, I eventually left and I went to YouTube, and everyone was like, you know, are you going to stream? You know, you're going and making content to 100 viewers on your YouTube video, and when you could be getting that much in a single stream, making money from it. And I was like, I don't enjoy it anymore. You know, it doesn't bother me anymore. Like, I enjoy making content, which is why I streamed in the first place. And now I'm doing something else, you know, to fuel my habit, what I love to do. You know, it's nothing to do with you. And I went back to working a full-time job again because that's what I loved. You know, I don't want to be financially stuck on something where people thought like streaming was the only way I could make money. And if I wasn't streaming, then you go down this real mental hole of like not making money because Twitch is so up and down. Like it's so fucking donations and subs and fucking all that shit. So I was like, no, it's not. So I was like, you know what? I quit streaming completely. Went back to full-time work and then started making YouTube videos. And it's been a slow progression ever since. I made over 100 Rust videos now. It's been a slow progression, but I've loved the community. I've been a part of the community for Rust for a while. That's how I met Oblivion. We were good friends on Rust for a long time. I used to watch my live streams when I streamed Rust. And now it's like, you know, I still only get 1,000, 2,000 views a video now. But back when I was at 100 views and averaging 200 viewers on Twitch, everyone was like, why would you do that? And it's like, now for me, it's a progression thing. You know, I'm now witnessing the 100 views go to 1,000 views or 2,000 views, or watch friends that when I was streaming like yourself, Flak, go from 5,000 subscribers to 100,000 subscribers. You know, these things I love to watch progression. Almost, bro. One day you'll get there, bro.
Almost.
I'm so
It
close.
can't be long now. It can't be long.
I think I'm at like 96,000 or something now.
Oh, we're gonna
96.8. I saw just then.
Where
was it?
Is it really? Should we do a massive push? We should do a massive push to get him over 100k.
I feel like you'll hit 100k soon anyway.
Yeah, 100%.
I
probably
would. Your content's quality.
I'm getting like 500 a day. No, like 300 a day. So like,
you get that.
I was doing better. I was doing better last year than I'm doing now. But I got to a stage where I'm earning enough. So I don't need to. Like I'm a landlord. I own property and stuff. So I don't have to. So I would rather stay exactly as I am now and not necessarily progress. Just coast and enjoy my life. Yeah. I'm good.
I don't want
to die rich. I don't want to die with money in my bank account. So like, if I've got fucking $100 left, who cares? Go get takeouts, like whatever. It doesn't matter. Like, I've realized that I've been as low as I can imagine, where the electricity went off and I didn't have rent and I didn't have like, but like something always comes up for some reason. You know, you're at the bottom of the barrel and then fucking raids like Raid Shadow Legends.
Yeah. They give you opportunities. I always say that. I say it to every single person. We always say so because G manages people as well with it. I always say to people, like, don't listen to the audience when it comes to a sponsor. The only thing you should listen to is yourself saying, am I ethically right with promoting what this is? And 2, am I getting the best deal I can? You know, because some people, like I always said, I wouldn't do a gambling sponsor.
Same.
Unless they were well renowned. They ran their site to a standard where they would, you know, like they would cater and say, yep, you have to be 18. You have to provide evidence that you are of a gambling quality. Because it is a part of the game. They have skins and I'll be okay with it. And at the same time, make sure you get your money's worth. Because sponsors to me are opportunities where you can, like, it comes back to the money thing. Opportunities where I can go and do something. Like right now, I'm not making videos at the moment because mentally I'm not able to. So I'm like, right, whenever I get a sponsor, I take that sponsor, so it gives me a comfortable thing, so I don't have to worry about rent or real life things happening. And I can go, right, I can go and do something. You know, I'll go, fuck it, I'll buy a surfboard and I'll go surfing for a bit. Give myself a little bit of well-being with the money they've given, because, you know, if I was making videos every single day and having to rely on that, my mental health would drop, my physical stuff would drop. And that's when problems arise.
I have a huge amount of respect for YouTubers that can release content every day, every second day, non-fucking stop. Yeah. I'm like, how, bro?
How? Yeah, how?
I play Rust for like a week, and I don't want to see Rust ever again. Like, I hate this. And I take a month off. Like, I don't understand how they have the mental ability to do that. I can't.
It's crazy.
I can't.
It is crazy. It's nuts. It is. But I do say that if you get sponsors and stuff, take it, because you've earned that. You've earned the opportunity for a sponsor.
The only people, like, I've got a lot of supporters, and I've got like bunches of like really real supporters that like.
You have Patreon as well.
Patreon, you know, and like they understand when you run adverts. It's those pussies that arrive, like, watch one or two videos and they're like, oh, you did a raid advert. Like, the only people that are angry about raid adverts are people that aren't earning large sums of money from doing basically fuck all. I'm sorry.
Exactly
that's a fact.
Exactly that.
It's anger. The ones that are supportive and like, bro, you know, the raid ad sucked, but I'm glad you got the spot. Those dudes are like, they understand. Like YouTube isn't this unlimited source of money where as soon as you start YouTubing, you can buy a Lamborghini. It doesn't work like that.
No.
They think it is though. So like
It's
you've got to take those endorsement deals when you can, and those are the ones that are going to carry you. Because the guy that's enjoying one free video on YouTube with his ad blocker on is not helping you.
No, and he'll be the one who roasts
and he'll be the loudest.
Yeah, he'll be the loudest. It'll be the ones who do it in nothing that will speak the loudest.
Yeah.
Fucking I've got a couple of little questions. We're getting close to the time.
Yeah, it's an hour and 10.
I'm happy to run this through
Good
because
Lord.
it's great. So, what are these ones? So, I've got little ones here. I'm going to try to get the best ones for it. If you had to change course of your videos, where would you go? What would you look into? Would you go down the DIY stage, or if you could be a travel vlogger, would you do something like that?
I was thinking about doing like a gaming lifestyle vlogging, as a bit of a beacon for what happens when a young gamer becomes an adult. There's a lot of things that people don't know about, like when it comes to home ownership or just existing as an adult. A lot of our viewers are younger, so I would like to do like a thing where it covers more me than Rust. Go do things, go travel, go put up a shed, sort of like an everything. Like you see those YouTubers that like follow their own life. And one day they're busy building something, then the next day they're going to, Canada. The next day they're doing like that. I would like to evolve to more than just games. Because when I release a non-Rust video, as you know, Oblivion, it tanks.
Yeah, it does.
I remember there was a time when you did like surfing videos on your main YouTube channel.
Little
bit. Yeah.
So snowboarding.
They got
slightly.
decent views. They got good views. Like I hope to do that. But if I'm getting 50k views, Rust, and then I get 5k on a non-Rust video, like I would like to be in a stage where it doesn't matter what I release, I'll get consistent views.
Yeah.
Then I'll be happy because I'm getting a drone. I like the idea of going out and doing something. I don't want to be behind a desk all day.
100%.
So if I can go for a hike, or if I can go for a swim, or I can go to a party, whatever, as long as people watch it, I'll be happy then. So get into like a lifestyle gaming vlog style channel.
Because that's what Brett tried to do when he came to Australia. you were going to like vlog out here and try to make content out here. That
was when I because I came over there. First reason I came for was mental health, and I was like, right, I'm gonna come over with mental health and do everything I wanted to do. And then once I realised this is the nuts, I was like, right, I'm gonna make sure I do this properly, So that's why I was coming back, because I'm gonna go right. As soon as I come back out there, I'll send all the stuff over, obviously, but at the same time, I was gonna focus on vlogging and getting that side going, because that's ultimately what it wants to be. But yeah, that would be the dream, if you can just live your life through
with a camera,
videos.
And just do shit. Yeah, I love it. Who are some of the people that I follow? There's so many of them where it doesn't matter what they do, they get the views. They could be doing anything from gaming to DIY to just random shit, and it always gets the views. I would like to be that kind of a person. And can you imagine how fun it would be going overseas and actually like making vlogging videos, like going snowboarding, like you mentioned? Can you imagine the because then it's not work. When I start Rust and I start a Rust video, that's work.
Yeah.
I know it's work. I don't want it to be work. If I could get to a stage where I could hire a guy with a camera that follows me around and I could pay his salary, bro, the content.
It'd be great. It'd be so
disgusting.
It's so good.
The amount of angles you get on that Subaru parked out front, dead set. The amount of content you make off that.
It might make an appearance.
The first thing he does, the camera guy's out there, he's just see Flak in his car revving in the driveway, feeling young again.
No, gross. That's all. No, look at you, Oblivion. You're in England. G, you're in Australia. I'm in Africa. It's three blokes from three different continents. Like the potential to for me to go to you guys, for you guys to come to me, that is just that is years worth of footage you can implement on like a global vacation. Can you imagine doing something cool like that? Oh my god, I think
that's something that we've actually thought about with the whole surfboarding trip. We wanted to, when Oblivion came out the first time, Jordan Rance was actually in Australia at the same time. I was actually
that was when the fires were there. Huge fires.
Yeah, so Jordan Rance came out to Sydney and drove up to Byron Bay, or took a bus up to Byron Bay, which is about 2 hours from me. And Brett went to see him that day, and I was at work, and Brett messaged me literally last minute, was like, I'm going to see Jordan, do you want to come? And I was like, I'm at work. I was like, I can't fucking leave. And I didn't get to see Jordan. But one of the biggest things I said to Brett was, once COVID leaves, I really want to organize and get everyone together and just vlog the shit out of it. Just because people do like PAX and people do like fucking, you know, all these like big gaming conventions. But I want to do like a holiday of like just away from games, where it's just like you go out.
Yes.
Walk the street of like Bangalore Road in Thailand, just have some, you know, just something stupid like that. It's just, and just have some fun with it.
I will dig the bottom of the barrels and I will find every fucking sponsor that I've ever signed with. I'll be like, fund this, pay for
I'd
this.
Be all for it.
Oh my God, can you imagine?
Because technically, whenever you get a sponsor through, they never tell you what game to play or anything. So you could just blag that into it.
Ooh, oh, that's true. That's actually.
I mean,
true.
that's my idea with it. You know,
that's how Raid operates. They're like they don't ask you for views, they don't ask you for content. They just say use this
link,
this 90-second slot somewhere, and use the link, and then you could. Oh my God, that is a great idea.
It is a good one.
There's
what's the one I had?
The only problem though is that COVID is fucking up everything like hard.
It is.
There's no way to plan into the future. I mean, my country's borders opened up, then closed, then opened up, then closed. Like within a year, there's a lot of changes. So like, I'm struggling now because there's a lot of things I want to do. There's a lot of brands that said, "Oh, can we send you over to this show?" Yeah, let's go. Well, in the same country, but then they ban interprovincial travel, so then you can't even go to the top half of the country. Like, and then the event gets cancelled, and then it gets reactivated. There's so much uncertainty now. So I'm hoping to just ride the storm until everything stabilizes and I know exactly what's happening, and then I want to see the world, bro. I want to see the world.
Mate, I think that's how it is. I think we're so fortunate what we do, and I feel for people who don't have this potential opportunity coming up. But you know, like yourself, I want to just travel when this comes. You know, I wanted to be back in Australia. I'm gutted. It's broken me. You know, but at the same time, I've just kind of gone, well, I have this opportunity to make things happen. You know, we have this opportunity to make things happen, and everyone at every stage has an opportunity, and we should try and find that. You know, I feel a lot of people are broken at this stage, and a lot of people are unfortunate, and it's so sad. But there is so many ways we can turn this into a positive, and you know, me buying my guitar the other day has changed the last 10 days. You know, it's made my life so much happier because I'm like, you know, I've got something going. I'm doing something I've never thought I'd try out, you know, properly.
I like it.
So you got to, you know, you got to do something, whether it's small or anything. People are doing workouts, people are finding out things about themselves, but ultimately it is a test. It is a big test. You know, I sometimes fear going to bed because I'm like, I don't want the next day to happen where the sun goes up and goes down, you know, but Jesus, we get there in the end,
fucking dark.
And we work towards it.
It is, yeah.
Literally is it. Like
we're talking about before how you love to just go out and do something. You know, like when you have a thought, you have to do it, right?
Very impulsive.
Yeah. We're very much the same, Brett and I. We do the same thing. It's just like, fuck it, I have to do it. I can't sleep.
Yeah.
Do you plan on doing anything more DIY with your house? I know we talked about it before, and you've done a lot of things. You built your yoga platform. You've done your pool, your garden. Do you plan on doing more stuff with obviously outside the house?
I just want to make it nicer. So, like, you know, it's very easy to take a photo of your house or your setup, and you can hide the ugly parts with a bit of angle work and a bit of filters and a bit of. I want everything to just be perfect. So there's a couple of spots I want to paint and touch up and finish up but you know, once I'm done there, I don't know what I'm going to do, to be honest, because then it's perfect. Then what?
I have to say, it's very therapeutic watching it. Like, I don't know what it is about it. It's different content to my Twitter timeline, bro. I'll be honest with you. It's in a world that we're in right now where everything's so up and down. To watch someone going out and doing something from this to this, it's kind of inspiring. You know, it's like, fuck, have I done today?
Thank you.
I haven't changed my backyard. It fucking grew more. I didn't mow the shit. It's just grown. It's getting worse, you know? So
it's like my feed on Twitter. My feed is like OnlyFans, Rust, OnlyFans. No, I get it.
It's hard, man. I mean, Brett's Tinder, swiping and all that kind of stuff. I mean, he gets to him after a while. His fingers start to hurt, you know? So it's just good to see something different.
Guitar's putting me at problems now.
I'm only joking.
A lot of my followers have asked me to do like DIY, like a YouTube channel for DIY. But like, I feel like DIY is like my escape.
Yeah, you don't want to pull it into a work situation, do you?
The fuck is happening with my laptop? My laptop's not charging. Why?
I feel like you could. Do you know those? Everyone knows those channels of like people going outside and building like their own swimming pool in the woods and something. They bang like 30 million plus views, but they don't talk the whole time.
Yeah.
You could do that. Just set up the camera, balls out, possibly.
You know, there are those fans. Yeah, I don't know where the content's going to take me. I know that I'm going to be a creator for the rest of my life. I do know that.
For sure.
And I'm excited to not know what's coming. You know, like I didn't intend on making this my profession. I mean, when I quit my job, I didn't even have enough money to pay the bills. But like, I was sort of like over it with my boss, and I was like, "No, I quit." And she's like, "What do you mean you quit?" You know, but whatever. Like, I figured it out. I know the next opportunity is going to come, and I'm not going to be ready for it. But I'm just going to fucking grab on, ride that wave. You know, is what it is.
Give it some. I mean, that's literally how it should be. I think that's the main thing. Is like every time we review, every time we talk to someone who does what we do. Everyone went into it not knowing what's going to happen, and everyone will leave not knowing what's going to happen. You know, hopefully in good ways. You know,
like I don't really care what's coming because I know it's going to be fine, whether it's YouTubing or not YouTubing. I don't want to live for like what's coming. Like that's for another person to decide, bro. I just want to ride the wave. Like
the only things that are inevitable was it. Someone said the only things you can ever know that's coming is death, and that's all. Yeah, and taxes. Bloody taxes. Oh, yeah.
Death and taxes, yeah. The rest is pending, but ultimately the only things that are guaranteed is death and taxes.
Totally. That's it, yeah.
Guys, it's been an absolute pleasure talking to you, dudes.
Yeah. I don't want to wrap it up, but we have to. It's
I know, I could
great.
talk for hours, bro. I could talk for hours, but like,
I'm
actually a bit worried about my battery meter, showing that my battery's running out, but it is on charge.
That's all right.
So,
that's all good.
You know, it's phenomenal talking to you.
Thank you, MisterFlak, for coming on, bro. We appreciate you, man. And that 1K, that plaque's coming soon, brother.
I hope so. Fucking subscribe to MisterFlak, get me my plaque, and then
give it to him, and then all unsubscribe once again. It's fine. You can all
unsubscribe afterwards. It's fine. It's fine.
His socials will be in the box when G
also
puts up,
Oblivion. When can I star in the trap video, bro? I want to be in a trap video.
I feel we were saying there's not much happening with the content at the moment, so it's super hard to find something to do. But if you have an idea, I'm sure I can like combine my electricity knowledge with your guys' trap electricity knowledge, and we could make something disgusting. For sure. I'll be down for it.
I actually have a design that I want to tell you, but I'm a bit worried that if I tell you, you're going to use it without using me. That's my problem.
We
wouldn't do that.
Whenever I make a video, people say to me, "Oh, so and so made this video," so I guarantee you, I never watched their video beforehand. You know, if I ever see someone make a video like the elevator trap based, people are like, "Oh, you know, you copied so and so," and I'm like, I guarantee you, if I saw it, I wouldn't use it. But if I did see it, I will turn it to be better, you know, or different. You know, if they did the best thing, I'll go, so I can do this differently. You know, but we should. I think we should. Me and G always say about doing it. The only problem with me and G is right now it's midnight for G and it's
fucking time zones, bro.
It's 1 a.m. in the morning.
I've got American supporters and they're like, "Are you ready to play?" I'm like, "It's fucking 3 a.m. I'm not ready to play." And then when I wake up in the morning, I'm like, "Are you ready?" They're like, "I'm at work." Fuck.
All right,
I get it, bro.
Right.
We're gonna wrap it up. We will wrap it up.
Thank you, Mr. Flak. You're an absolute babe. Anyone who's watching, make sure you follow all of Flak's socials. Go and watch him if you're learning the game, well into the game, everything. He covers a lot, and hopefully we'll see a lot of
and I do it while having bad hair.
Yeah. MisterFlak on MisterFlak on YouTube, Twitter, and OnlyFans. So go check him out, guys.
Yeah, that's true. I suck a lot of dick.